Daktari Fred Matiani, just like he quietly flew out of the country, he flew back into the country and he was received by very close family members. Sources indicate that Fred Matiani flew back yesterday at 10 p.m. and it seems Matiani does not want publicity. Why is his returning back making news? It is very important to understand that when Fred Matiani flew out of the country to the UK, the Kenya Kwanza team went to social media and they started attacking Fred Matiani, saying that he has been manifesting himself like a lion. But it turns out that he is a coward, because they were alleging that Fred Matiani was running away from the DCI. Now this will put all this to rest, because Matiani has now come back to prove them wrong. If you're watching us for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, kindly support us. Hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and like our videos. We still continue with the 50 bob challenge to help us purchase a camera for better quality content. Now, Fred Matiani flew out of the country on 19th through the JKIA because this was confirmed by an officer in the immigration department. Before he flew, in fact, a week after he had flown outside the country, one of the detectives at the DCI called Mr. Michael Sang summoned Mr. Matiani to appear before him on 24th of February. There was a lot of controversy concerning the summon because Dunstan Omari, who is the lawyer representing Fred Matiani, had challenged the media or the DCI or the Inspector General or any other person to show them anywhere where Matiani signed acknowledging receipt of the summons, because I understand that the law requires that when you summon someone, he must sign accepting that he received your summon, or someone who he has authorized to stamp or sign on his behalf. There was none. And this brings the question, why was the Kenya Kwanza team lying to us? Because they had said that they had summoned Mr. Matiani and that it is like they were insinuating that he refused to attend to the summons. The other thing that comes to mind, because people have been saying, why was Matiani being summoned to appear before the police? It is not anything to do with any charges. I have heard people say that there's something to do with the Ruaraka land saga. It's not. The reason why the most feared man in the Uhuru government was being summoned is because on 8th of February, there were allegations that over 20 elite squad of the General Service Unit had surrounded his home at night, and the motive was never known. So there was a whistleblower who told the country that the life of Mr. Fredrick Matiangi was in danger, and this elicited a lot of reaction. The Azimio leader Raila Amolo Odinga had to rush to his current home. I remember the current Kisii governor Simba Arati said that he was going back to Kisii, but when he heard that the detectives were looking for Fred Matiangi at night, he had to come back because this is his brother. They come from the neighboring countries. The following day, all the operatives within Kenya Kwanza team denied either giving orders or knowledge of the alleged attempted arrest of Mr. Matiani. The Interior Cabinet Secretary Mr. Kithure Kindiki said he had no knowledge of this. The Inspector General Japhet Koome said he neither gave any orders, nor was they aware of any attempt to arrest Fred Matiangi. And they piled pressure on Matiani to prove that actually there were policemen around his home. And they challenged him to produce the CCTV cameras. When Matiani declined, they decided to visit one court to the other, trying to give prayers to the court to compel Mr. Matiani to avail the CCTV cameras. This did not bear any fruit. Realizing that all these efforts were in vain, they decided to invade Mr. Matiani's home on 15th, about a week after the alleged first invasion. They went there without any search warrant, and again, through his lawyer Danstan Omari, they reported that when they requested the police to present them with any search warrant that has been given in a court of justice, there was none. The police was very much angered, and they decided to break into Mr. Matiani's home. Even though they were trying to ambush Mr. Matiani, they were shocked to find out that Matiani was not around. He was not there. So these are the events that has made it very interesting, or that has made it very interesting about Fred Okengo Matiani. Now it's very funny that a few days after all these incidences, we are told that the anti-corruption department had written to Mr. Felix Kosgei, who is the secretary to the cabinet, to fine-tune them with the documents that Fred Matiani used to declare his wealth. They wanted the wealth declaration forms because they wanted to ascertain how much Mr. Matiani has acquired since 2012 to date. The first one that he declared, another one that he declared in the will, and the last document. And the people felt that maybe this is political witch hunt, but operatives said that it is very normal because most of the public officers are required to declare their wealth. I don't know whether our President William Samoei Ruto and this deputy together with all the cabinet secretaries, I don't know whether they have declared their wealth. So Fred Matiani has been a very controversial man. And most of the Kenya Kwanza team went to the social media and they were saying that it is time for Fred Matiani to pay for his deeds, because they were saying that Fred presided over intimidation when he was at the helm of the interior docket. And people say that maybe the Kenya Kwanza team is on a revenge mission. And so it's been something that depending on which side you are looking at it, it has really sparked a lot of sensational debate. But one thing that now proves the Kenya Kwanza team wrong is the fact that they were saying that Fred Matiani had flown out as a fugitive to run from this government because he felt he was guilty. That is what they were spreading, the rumors that they were spreading. But Fred is now back, and there will be palpable tension tomorrow when he presents himself to the DCI headquarters along Kiambu Road, because when they summoned him on 24th, because they wanted Mr. Matiani to appear before them by 9:30, but Matiani had long gone. So he's back, and it proves them wrong because they thought Matiani would not be back. You see, the Kenya Kwanza team is full of PR. If Matiani had not come back, they would have gone on to spread these rumors that, you see, this guy knew very well he was guilty and that is why he was running away. I'm just wondering, I'm not a lawyer, but can someone help here? If the courts had denied the police any access to the CCTVs, do you think there is anyone who can compel Matiani to give them the CCTV cameras? I don't know. And as I also said earlier, Detective Sang was found lying because he did not serve Mr. Matiani in person, yet he was saying that Matiani had been summoned and that he wanted him on 24th. The other thing that comes to mind is the intelligence network. Not of Matiani this time around, but the network within the DCI and the police. How could they know that Matiani was not in the country? Because something is not adding up. If Matiani had flown out of the country very openly, because the records are there, within the immigration department, could they do their own due diligence and understand that Mr. Matiani was not in the country? Why serve him with a notice, with a summon when he's not there? Then they run around saying, because there were even rumor that he had refused to obey the summons. To me, I find something really not adding up. I want to finish by saying this. Now that Matiani is back, let us let the law take its course. We don't want to understand that the police have invaded his home at night. I would wish, because already he has got anticipatory bail, I would wish that they summon him, they question him, just like they can question any other person. Let us not choose this revenge path, because it is not going to help us. Not only against Matiani, but any other person. If there is maybe any former officer who worked and served under the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, let us not go that way. And I'm saying this with a lot of honesty, because I believe Kenyans are really grappling with several challenges in security. If you go to Pokot, just today, the bandits killed some 2 young people there. It's in fact children, just outside the police camp, a police camp there. There's a shortage of food in the country. I just analyzed how a certain family in Baragoi slaughtered a dog and consumed it because there is no food. There is drought, animals are dying. I'm just saying that we must prioritize what we need to do as a country. Trying to go after somebody for political witch hunt will take us back. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Mr. Matiani back, and we believe that he's going to be handled with a lot of respect, because this is a man who has served this country in one of the most prestigious dockets. The son of Omogusi is back. And so let us see what happens. And I know tomorrow he will be escorted by a team of Azimio lawyers, a team of Azimio supporters, because whatever the Kenya Kwanza team is doing is being viewed as a manifestation of political witch hunt, and they must be met along that line. But from where I sit, I want the law to take its course. I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but that is my take.